Alright everyone, here we are, Buddyhood Brawl League Season 2, welcome back. We have a quarterfinal for you here today between Aenur and Holpoker. We're gonna follow this game from Aenur's perspective, and he has been scattered at the start of this match while Holpoker is deploying around his wagon. You can take a look in the top left corner, see Holpoker has 170 morale, Aenur has 218. We do know that both of them have marked for death as their objective, since they mentioned that in the chat slightly earlier. It's gonna be interesting to see what they both can do here. Aenur is probably focusing on gathering up his team right now. Aenur, who just came off with a win against Chris Cardiac, and Holpoker, who defeated Carol. Already see that Todd Iron Fist's Great Maw Token is one of the objectives here for Aenur, and that means that Holpoker has brought his Ogre, which would be Todd Iron Fist. It's one of the few characters in the game that gets a separate token. Everyone else in the Mercenary Warband has Lucky Charms. Does she want to risk the Wordstone here? It's gonna be a very interesting game between these two. I do apologize that the image is slightly smaller. But it's too late to change that now that we've already started recording this game. Difference being that it's not in the usual widescreen mode, but that is dependent on what kind of settings that the player we're watching has. Bears to mention again that Aenur's henchmen, they have a name after themselves due to their injuries. So this Cora Concussion has got the injury Concussion, which means that she has one less blue pill available. You can see that from the 5 blue pills that she has. Aenur has gotten a little bit of a reputation since the last game, and probably a little bit before that as well, as an extremely cautious player, which is kind of funny since a lot of players do seem to think that Holpoker is like that. I mean, the mercenaries do have that kind of play style, but he can be pretty aggressive if he wants to be. And it's going to be important there for Aenur to sort of take on the initiative and be a little bit aggressive, I think, since he is most likely outgunned in the rage department. Aenur has a pretty powerful warband, we've seen that before, but he's coming up against Holpoker here, and Holpoker is pretty good as well. He is one of the only 2 undefeated players so far in this entire tournament. And if he does win here, he's going to go up against the other only undefeated tournament player. see the impressive of Aenur here as well. So they both have impressives. We see Mastered Frenzy. It's an interesting skill, but it's good to have if you have pretty much abandoned all hope for sort of defensive stance of some sort. Defensive stance or dodge in the case of the maiden. She cannot use any weapon that grants her parry unless she uses a shield, which she is the only impressive that can. Watching the minimap diligently here, although it's probably not going to be too much of a surprise that where he's hovering his cursor right now, that's probably where Holepoker's entire team is hiding. Noble's Quarters map 1. Remember that Holepoker did get to pick the map, and he shows Noble's Quarter map 1, and I think he did that against Karond as well, although we haven't recorded that game. And that's probably because it's one of the most open game maps in the game here, and that suits the heavy ranged focus of Holepoker's warband. I think Aenur should probably try and get to those buildings in the center there. They would be good staging points to launch a surprise against Holepoker. He can't just sit back here. It's not... He needs to get close. Like the thing that he needs to worry about is getting all of his units engaged as soon as possible. He doesn't want the marksman to have free reign and shoot us at the few units he has engaged at a time. He needs to get in there and lock down as many units as possible as soon as possible. And the Sister Superior is going to be really helpful with that, using the skill for Sigmar. Also this Divine Revelation could also be pretty useful. The 25% ranged resistance on the basic version, which it seems like Dreameress Door Doom seems to have. Doesn't need to be concerned about the maiden in this regard though. The only thing that's probably going to kill the maiden here would be the Ogre of Holepoker. So getting in and out of buildings with the maiden would be very good as well, which is why I think it would be nice if he could start moving a little bit here and get a better position within these buildings. Opting to stay put exactly where he started. From Holepoker's side, we're probably gonna see a captain followed by the ogre, a warlock that should have mastered Curse of Rust instead of lightning. It's gonna be really interesting to see. That's minus 40% armor for only 2 red pills, so you could really remove a lot of the armor here. Just gonna set them up very nicely to the heavy damaged ogre, and then we also have one of the ranged Youngbloods, I believe, and it should be 2 or 3 warriors, and the rest of them are marksmen.
A new round has started.
The initiative is pretty much spread out here between the two. They are intermingled with one another. I don't know who Erwin Verbogen's lucky charm is, but that could be the Warlock. Since we don't recognize that name since the previous broadcast. Well, I'm not sure. We did see Hole Poker face off against Crimdrak, but I don't remember what the Warlock's name was at that point. It's not like any of these two players are gonna step out into the open here, but the buildings could have given Aenur a good peekaboo ability. Peekaboo opportunity, I mean. Yeah, yes, these buildings. Comets of Sigmar are pretty powerful, and he does have it mastered on both Clara Comet and the Matriarch. But as we saw in the previous game against Chris Cardiac, the Divine Wrath chance is pretty high for Aenur, and he was very lucky in that game, and he should not rely on having the same amount of luck here. It's always a big gamble, so you don't want to throw too many of the comets. Because getting stunned or getting 9999 and being dead could really hamper his chance here of winning, which is exactly what happened to Chris Cardiac facing Aenur. Aenur was a bit more lucky in the Divine Wrath chance for that game. Yeah, being very cautious, probably not moving too much. I think Unbreakable Utu is someone who also might have Amok. I think we should look a little bit at the initiative ladder here, and if you can see that they're really close to one another and they come in certain sets here. We had two units that were very contested at 48, one for Aenur, one for Holpok, so they're going to alternate. Then you had 4 units in a row for Aenur. You can see them here, 47, 46, 44 and 41. And then the Maiden, who alternates with another 40 here, alternating who starts first. And then you have 4 more units coming from Holpoker in a row. And since they are so close to one another, 48 down to 33, yes, a single Crimson Shade could go past all of them. So if you do have that, or just switch a weapon to get a higher initiative, anything that could get you 2 turns in a row will be pretty powerful here as soon as the battle is engaged. You might see that for Sigma skill we talked about, but only getting it on Clara Comet so she can move a little bit, see if she can cast at someone. Same with the Matriarch, I assume. It's going to be the... Oh, alright. Give it to the Maiden. Don't know how much she will explore. Might want to do the plunge here. No. Staying put in safety. And we'll see how this game is going to develop here, because both of the players might be a little bit cautious, since this game matters a whole lot to them. Well, matters and matters, but whoever loses this game here is out of the tournament, and whoever wins here is guaranteed at least 2 more games. It's a semi-final, followed by either a match for 3rd place or a final. So both of them want to win here, and I would actually say that I think that Hole Poker is a bit of a favorite, but if you saw a little bit on the predictions here for this particular game, there were many more people that did favor Aenur, but if they would have to cast their vote again right now, I think that they would also go with Hole Poker. I think a lot of people did believe that, myself included, that Aenur had a much more powerful warband than he actually had. And it might still be the case here that Hole Poker has slightly less levels. I do believe that's actually the case, so there is a little bit more power for Aenur. The equipment should be more or less equal between them, and then of course it comes down to experience. While Aenur has been practicing a lot on his PvP skills, Hole Poker has had more time to practice them. He has been playing some other tournaments and has been doing pretty well for himself just recently, and he is a favorite because of that. Kind of an odd way of going, I think. Like, why would you want the maiden up here? It's not like Hole Poker's going towards this general direction. Should always have the maiden maybe go from building to building, and especially in this game, and trying to be the sort of point for the warband, since she cannot really be shot at. Limiting the use Hole Poker can do for range damage, and since Hole Poker's Warlock does not have an offensive spell other than Curse of Rust, the only thing he really needs to worry about is the Ogre. And going from a building to building, the maiden could definitely avoid the Ogre and then pose a serious threat, and then have the rest of the warband follow up behind him, or behind her. Could have been a good tactic. We'll see if Aenur is gonna be moving in the coming turns, or if he's just gonna stay put here. It would be nice if they could at least see one another, or at least see some unit, but that is dependent on one of the units having line of sight, and they are all hiding behind doors and walls right now, so their line of sight is very limited. And no wordstone has been picked up so far. If there is a wordstone picked up, we know that Hole Poker is in the bottom center part of the screen. And they probably should be around there. And the problem for Aenur right now is that he's positioned himself a little bit further to the northwest, and that makes it sort of like he's going to be cut off here. I think that if Holpoker just marches forward from his wagon, rests straight west, then he could cut Aenur off from his warband flag, and that would be minus 16 morale. And in a game like this, it's gonna be really important to get any kind of advantage you can. You can see that the Holpoker's flag is remaining. I have a temporary stoppage here. And there we go, back again. It looks like Aenur might have he's eyeing that house. He's wondering, is there someone there? Would it be a good idea to get to the house? I mean, at least he's advancing, and yeah, I mean, it might be a good idea actually. He doesn't want to be caught here though with just one unit, but One of the disadvantages of that spell is it actually lights up a little bit on the minimap, and if Holpoker was paying attention, yeah, exactly, Aenur realizes that, and since it's nighttime, it's very noticeable. It's just an instant flash, and Holpoker should know exactly where he is right now, with at least one unit.
A new round has started.
You can see it's still even lighting up the area around her. And I think that's visible on the minimap as well, so it might be permanent, yeah. It is possible that Holpoker has gotten north. He does favor this kind of building. He likes this building in the center. He's played several tournament games on this map now. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like this for a little while. Let us fast forward a little bit, and as soon as we see each other, I'll start recording again. Alright, a few more minutes have passed here. We haven't actually seen a single one of Holpoker's units from Aenur's perspective, but it seems like he might be soon entering this building here, and it could be that Holpoker actually has units in this building. Says if you take a look at the left center part of the screen here, you see 0 wordstones have been claimed so far. Most of them are in the bottom, and Aenur has put all of his henchmen next to his sister superior, waiting for 4 Sigmar buffs before moving on, so as to not end up exposed. You see that he can not go in from this direction. Gonna see where he wants to go. Two very cautious players here.
A new round has started.
Alright. Aenur signaling here that he does believe that he is in here. And that's definitely possible. Like if he goes straight northwest from his wagon up there. Aenur took quite a while on him to see anything, so it could be possible that he had the time to go by unchecked. Yeah, it does. It's only a front entrance right now, and probably one on the other side. See some turns ending really quickly here, which is probably an indication that Holpoker is just waiting as well. Hoping to see something. Sees absolutely nothing. Probably just want to go forward here, because if there is an overwatch or something, you could lose all of the blue pills. Being left in a very awkward position. At least he's moving forward here, but I am a little... Oh yeah, watch out for that. I am a little bit worried about how... Yeah, exactly. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah. And that signal, that's a signal to Holpoker. What I'm worried about is how do you support that unit? You're pretty far away. At least it could prompt something, depending on where Holpoker is right now. Uses a delay constantly on the unit that has 75 initiative. He's been doing that for a few turns now. Chances are that the 75 is probably the Youngblood. Could also be the Warlock, of course. Yeah. Because the Warlock probably has a staff and cloth that could bring him up to quite a high initiative. And yeah, it is probable that it could be the Warlock. Clara Comet is pretty far away here from the rest of her team. It would be hilarious if Holpoker actually did go towards the wagon of Aenur. Doesn't want to be caught in the open here. Saw a quick note there, someone made Torbjörn Eriksson of Holpoker's team. Didn't actually see what kind of unit it was, but still delaying with the 75 initiative unit. The thing is, if that's a Warlock, then it kind of sucks to delay with him. Since if you do delay, getting all the way to the bottom, and then you see your chance to do something, like someone shows up, you throw Curse of Rust, removing all of their armor, and then they are ripe for the taking. Well, not exactly, because at the very start of next turn, it will be the Warlock's turn again, and then his spell will dissipate. Yeah, it is. It is. But you were a little bit too cautious, Aenur, at the very start here. We'll see if Holpoker was very cautious as well. Maybe it is a situation here where both players think that the other one is in the building. So they're both very cautious for that. I mean, it would be very, well, not very, but it wouldn't be that easy for Holpoker. Why? Fine, go there then. Let's stay in the hut. But you have a henchman very far up there that's completely unsupported. Yeah, if the maiden starts on her next turn without seeing anyone, then the frenzy does not do anything. It could be. Maybe Aenur has watched what kind of initiative Holpoker's Ogre had in his game against Crimdrak, and is so drawing that conclusion based from that video. Yeah, we're gonna jump ahead again until something else happens. I thought something would happen, but not just yet. So here we are, the players have been talking a little bit back and forth about blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. I hope that was informative. I do believe that Holpoker might be in the very bottom center. We did see some light going
A new
off
round
in
has
that
started.
direction. Could be that he did something, triggered something. Since he's not picked up a single word stone, and he might have wanted to go down to the bottom center to ambush Aenur in case he went for the word stones. At the very least, both players are much closer now to their respective wagons, and they did just agree to try and be a little bit more aggressive, so maybe they will meet in the buildings here. I actually don't think that Holpoker is in this big building that Aenur seems to think, simply for one reason: where would the ogre go? I think that's the biggest thing. Like, the ogre could only get down into the bottom floor, maybe we go up the stairs a little bit, but he's too big, he's too clumsy, and we haven't heard a single unit move, which we probably should have if he was inside of that building. Lots of wordstone in the south too though, so... Well, Aenur is preparing to move in. Hopefully he moves in with the maiden first, since if he moves up into this building here and Holpoker happens to be there, then the maiden is the perfect choice to go in first. She cannot be hurt by the ranged fire. There is no single unit of Holpokers that can really hold her for that long. I mean, the captain can maybe make an attempt, but the rest of the units will not do anything. It seems pretty empty here. Yeah. Yeah, of course you have. Holpoker took the southern path, Aenur took the northern path, and here we are. Let's see if something turns up. Here we are, moving forward a little bit. Still nothing has really happened, but Aenur has at least moved forward his positions. You can see that. We are 1 hour into the game and both players have not even spotted one another. So extremely cautious, and Aenur seems to be in the position that his maiden or someone else can capture the flag of Holpoker. Holpoker might be able to do the same. We're gonna see. Oh yeah. Only thing that needs to, yeah, Lady Lucia Light really needs to catch up here. She's really far behind the rest of the team since she used all of her blue pills to buff up the others with 4 Sigmar. She needs to get a move on. I'm not sure this might be a good idea. I mean, maybe she can be good for an ambush. Not the ambush in the game, not the ambush stance, but coming out from an unexpected building if battle is joined where the rest of Aenur's warband is right now. And then just get at some soft target. Aenur has moved out into the streets here where there is a lot of wordstone, and he didn't see a single one of Holpoker's units. Here we are again. Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of patience here from Aenur. Hopefully he doesn't move forward too much and gets himself, like where he is right now, is a very vulnerable position to be in. And immediately seeks shelter behind the wall. Good for him. And there it is! We have actually confirmation of Holpoker's warband. We know where he is now. Found you finally. Very close to Aenur's wagon. Yeah, you passed each other, but Holpoker's definitely had the shortest route towards this specific place, so... This is just a straight move, but probably went into the bottom center square building here before he went up into this particular situation. We see Carl, a heavy armor, and Kurth, who's been having a few levels. He's getting up there, level 5-ish it seemed like. Alright, lots of talking. Does he have a unit that he can maybe catch these two units a little bit off guard when we move out with Clara Comet? Hopefully get a Comet off or two. What is Aenur's plan from here on out then? Is he gonna do that? He's gonna try and take a few pot shots with the maid... No, not the maiden. Probably the purifier and the matriarch only. If Aenur would have hold his cursor over one of these two units, you might actually be able to see something more of the composition of Holpoker's warband. Gonna see also if he was correct about the Ogre being the one at 39. Lots of heavy armor on both of those. There's a purple heavy armor with a helmet on. That's a blue heavy armor with a helmet on. You can see that from the armor values. Oh wow, yeah, they're definitely taking their time. All of the time that you have missed here with watching the game, it's been a bit like this, with the players taking almost all of their time on them to move a unit. Could see Harald. That's another one. So we have confirmed here that Holpoker does have three warriors available to him. Only seen 2 so far on the map, but we know that there is another one. Yeah, probably went further towards the wagon here. You can see that Aenur's icon has been lost. It's not gonna be that detrimental. I mean, if he is gonna get Holpoker's idol as well, and that's definitely a net gain for Aenur. Let's see if he can move within 30 meters of something. Holpoker probably moved behind cover now. I am pretty sure here that Holpoker has moved the much lesser distance, and it's probably because he wants to follow. Well, you do see a unit there. Behind those little buildings. There we go, Kurt. Finally get the damage started here. Do you want to risk another one? No. Aenur seems to have learned a little bit of a lesson. Well, it's surprising, but he learned a lesson from Chris Cardiac and his luck. Aenur wasn't so much more lucky than Chris Cardiac, if you remember from watching the game, but at least he's taking note here and doesn't want to take too much of an unnecessary risk, like losing the matriarch here just to do another 40 damage. That will definitely spell a death sentence to his chances of winning this game. That's gonna trigger Kurt to move away. The one that took a little bit of damage. Rita Righteous Race has gone into a trap. Very nice, exactly 40 damage. That could be a good indication of where the rest of the warband of Holpoker is hiding. Problem is, where is
a new round has started.
Ogre? Where is the ogre? If that is an open space where the warrior is, then he could definitely be hiding within the little central plaza here, ready to burst out. Chances are probably high that we are seeing the unit with 75 initiative here delay once more. Erwin Verbogen, it might also be one of the high level marksmen here for Holpoker. Yes, it is Erwin Verbogen, we saw that. Yes, by holding that we saw that there is indeed a marksman, and that is indeed Erwin Verbogen. Gonna be important now to try and get the units a little bit closer to the front lines. Because this puts Holpoker in a pretty poor situation if Aenur could move forward all of his positions. Because if he stays behind those buildings, the Comet casters could just go in there, peek-a-boo a little bit, and do a little bit of damage and then retreat. It's gonna help her catch up to the rest of them. Probably doesn't have anything. It's not like she's gonna be shot at from that distance. Do you see a Wordstone being picked up here? The very first one, and it's good for Aenur to do that every now and then because of his passive with all of the sisters getting +2 movement. You can see a few clusters nearby. Well, not getting that great of effects. And going back into the house, and yeah, this is what might be happening over and over and over again. Should be some more forward positions here that Aenur can't take up. This is really cautious. But like realistically, who could reach him? Who is going to reach Cora Concussion? Yeah, definitely going to be staying behind walls now. Seems to be a bit of an invisible wall. It's very unfortunate. As it's moving back towards more or less where she started. Gonna jump forward in time a little bit more until they actually started doing something. We might be having something happening. Let's see. You can see that one of the warriors have moved a little bit forward here, as well as the maiden. Not sure if they are aware of one another. Aenur has written in the chat here that he says that he can't just run straight because he will just be tied up and killed by the ogre and then shot down with the rest. Reynard Rutherford uses a talisman. That is the captain, and he's also very visible here using a dodge stance. Ah, there he is. Wow. He's probably a pretty good unit to tie down the maiden with, to let the ogre run havoc on the rest of the team. Since he has Master's Web of Steel and is pretty dangerous in that regard. He uses a dodge stance though. You have to wonder why is Reynard Rutherford using a dodge stance. Might be able to get a few more comets off here. Here we go, spots one of the warriors here, Harald. He's at least level 8. Yeah, this is gonna trigger an all-out attack, hopefully. Taking quite a bit of damage. Okay, is he gonna risk more of it? 33% chance to do more damage. Is he gonna risk it? No. This is the new Aenur. He's not risking things anymore. Not needlessly. There is a time and place for when you just go, oh, whatever happens, it's gonna be for the best anyway. Tries to stay indoors all the time. There's been a few comments down on Holepoker's units here. At least Holepoker is the one sort of trying to make something happen here, I feel like, right now. It's gonna be very interesting to see what the maiden does now. Will she pull back? I don't like the tactic of having every one of your units in the same house. Not just the camping aspect, it's also because, you know, one unit could block. Yeah, you could be completely hemmed in and then shot into. Imagine if Reynard Rutherford here could get
A new round has started.
a Crimson Shade or something. What is Holepoker thinking right now? What is he planning to do? Is the Warlock near enough? No. Might not be. 63, I believe that is one of the Youngblood archers here. Wasn't that the usual initiative that Holepoker had them at? Three warriors already and the captain. Quite a bit of melee power here. I wonder if he's aware of the maiden. Actually, wow, look at that. They're both at 40 initiative and it it just so happens to be that the captain is going to be moving first and then he could lock down this maiden. And hopefully he can lock her down in such a way that the augur can reach and reinforce. Wow, this is gonna be really exciting to see what's gonna happen now. So those were two of the units that were alternating. Wow, if he goes around here and manages to catch the maiden, it could be. It must trigger Aenur to go on the offensive, because right now Aenur is winning like this, trying to avoid the augur and everything, taking a few pot shots, doing a little bit of damage here and there, and this could be the big turning point for Holepoker, and the match will be lit after this. That is so important. Can she move into that little center square as well? It's gonna be a big clumped up fight with all of the warriors, and we see a few of the henchmen here as well. Oh yeah, yeah. You need to, no, you need to cover the maiden. Oh, yeah. What do you do if just one warrior comes in here, blocks the path, and then you can't go out with any of these units? Is there another way out? That's what I want to know. No, I don't think there is. I don't think there is. Gonna see some more commenting coming up from Clara Comet, and if she is a bit lucky, she might focus fire down the warrior that took damage first here. Since he only has around 160 wounds remaining. Yeah, might actually also be a little bit of a gear advantage to Aenur here. Exactly, because Aenur has had a lot more PvE since he has lost quite a few more games than Holpoker has. Alright. Two most important or most interesting characters to move now. Gonna see a bit more damage from this little girl. Yeah, it's not a bad target. Will he save a single one of those 3%? That's the question. %31% chance. Well, is he risking it? He wants to do the damage, you can see that. Alright, so a bit more damage than on Harald here. That's gonna matter in the end, but now, will the captain go south and find the maiden? He can just go into a master web of steel and just tie her down. Is he gonna find the maiden? No, go south. Go south and find the maiden. Don't go in there. Time is ticking away, and he's just standing there thinking. Okay, go south, go more south, and find the maiden. You're gonna be really happy if you find the maiden here and can lock her down with the captain. Yeah, are we switching the view? Come on, is he not even moving? Like, he should see the maiden. There we go. Web of steel probably right away. Yeah, exactly. It's up to blessed Bertha Brawl to do something about this. And what can she do? Well, she can do a little bit of damage, maybe. Use a delay. I was gonna see if this must trigger Aenur. He needs to come out now. Like that maiden is gonna die. The ogre is coming to that position. Yeah, so the most sensible thing is to just go into a parry. Alright, alright. Gonna see if the ogre appears now. If Aenur was correct, that is, he does have 39 initiative. Yeah, he's just not interested in moving forward. I don't know if he understands the kind of peril that the ogre might put the maiden in. I mean, yeah, you could team up here. Of course, you do have other units. Alright, fine. Yeah, just stay in the same building with everyone. I think she seems to want to attack here. Yeah, Crimson Shade would be good to make sure she goes before him in the next turn. Could do a lot of damage to Reynald Rutherford here. Could also be good to use something before the end of the turn. Come on, Aenur. Come on. Time is ticking away for these two players. Every single time. Remember that we are 1 hour and 40 minutes into the game. That's how long this game has been going on. 1 hour and 40 minutes, and we have not had a single melee attack yet. And why will we have one now? At least with Frenzy. That means that you cannot control your counterattacks. You're gonna do a counterattack automatically. I felt like she had such a good opportunity to actually do something. I mean, right? Just use a Crimson Shade, start hacking away, doing more damage on the second turn. Having all of your henchmen come in and help out against the warriors that were coming. There was opportunity there, but he's way too cautious. Of course, he is in a slight lead right now. Not just because of the idol stealing, but also because of the damage done to the warriors. They're going to be less effective in their attacking role. Yeah, where is he? Where is the ogre? Well, the ogre could potentially get to that specific spot and help out in killing that maiden. He seems to have been probably way too far away. Getting some magic resistance penalty. Not that he had much magic resistance to begin with. Yeah, we'll see. These warriors are a bit vulnerable here. And sure, they might engage the sisters, but it's apparent that Holpoker really needs some of his enormous firepower into this fight. He needs to win down here in the south to really frighten all of the units hiding in the building over here. Carl is going to be really annoying to deal with. Also only has 3% magic resistance, that's his weakness. Bit surprised that Holpoker has not switched out to more magic resistant gear. We saw a talisman from the captain, but would have expected a little bit more. Whatever he has at hand could have been useful in this fight. Gonna see the matriarch, she's gonna go. Come on, let's get this going. Yeah, I'm not so sure that Aenur wants to do that. He just wants to go back and forth, throwing a few comets every single time. That's all he wants to do. 3% chance of a curse. Yeah, of course he's gonna stay in there. That's all he's going to do. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky. Could have gotten something way worse than that. Yeah, Holpoker is probably a little bit frustrated. I think he might have moved forward too much with his warriors and captain. It's as if the faster elements of his warband moved ahead towards the wagon of Aenur, and then he turned around the slowest part. And the faster part hasn't caught up just yet. Yeah, at least Carl is alright, but Thing is that Holpo is gonna lack any kind of staying power now. Without much staying power, he can't do too much. Like the range needs some staying power to be able to be utilized fully and fire into the combat. So a little bit of damage.
A new round has started.
I ran out of time there. Would have liked to get another comet off, but would have been a decent Divine Wrath chance too. Yeah, Kurt is gonna die. Here we go. Here comes the Warlock. The support Warlock. Probably gonna target the Maiden. Remove all of her armor. But where is the Ogre? If he can get to clear a comet, he can drastically reduce the amount of comets coming his way. Remember that the Purifiers cannot disengage, as she's pretty easy to kill, coming in at only 180 wounds. I mean, why does he insist on staying there, Holpoker? It's he knows it's the area where the Purifier comes out from. You see the Maiden is gonna go first this time, not the Captain. We do get it confirmed as well that the Youngblood is the one on 63 initiative. Might have positioned himself in such a way that he's gonna do an overwatch on whoever goes out there trying to cast more comets. Could be the case. Trying to do what kind of damage he can, Kurth, before he goes down. That's a little bit more damage. One more attack coming in. Yeah, he's definitely going to go down here. Bit unlucky. Yeah, he's gonna try and cancel the Web of Steel here. I think he just did that. Opening up for the Maiden to do a lot of damage. Even using Adrenaline Rush here to and manages to get a miss. I don't know if there is a target here that the ogre has. I don't see one. A lot of units coming up here for Aenur. I'm gonna see a kill, probably from Kurt at the very least. Well, at least that's a position that the ogre can reach her, depending on where he is. He's coming up here behind the captain. I think Aenur's probably right about that being the ogre. Makes sense from someone with light armor. And probably that purple great hammer that he used against Crimdrak. And Holpoker really needs him. Really needs him right now. He needs the ogre to come in and do a heavy amount of damage to compensate for the damage he's going to take here in turn. Yeah, that's gonna be a really good target here to see if you can't just comment a bit on him. Yep, manages to find him. He might have a better magic resistance. Yes, and he does. Gonna cast at least one more. See if Aenur suffers a curse this time. Gets Lightbearer. That's lucky. Lightbearer is something that's only a positive thing, really. Immunity to all alone. Here we go. Here we go. Time to do a little bit of damage, okay. Stacking the Mandrake roots for another plus 20%. There was a... and probably a Crimson Shade as well to make sure that you go first in the next turn. Wow, that's a lot of consumables used up. 80 damage. Yeah, Rutherford has been in such a great spot right there. Also remember that he is going to take an all-round test, and that could go badly for him. So we will see. He needs help getting rid of that annoying sister nearby. Almost killed the captain. A miss. A little bit of damage, but it was not enough. Waiting for the matriarch to deliver the finishing blow here. Seems to have strangely avoided the all alone test. Going with the Crimson Shade as well. Hopefully it's of the same quality as the one Aenur used. And it's gonna be a 50-50 chance again on who starts. Lots of consumables flying now. Yeah, it's probably better to focus on the sister, I feel. Let the Mandrake roots wear out on the maiden. Wow, Mastered Insult. That's a good skill to have. Only 56% chance to parry. Manages both of them. Gonna take... Ah, that's so unlucky. That's so unlucky for Hole Poker. He needs more damage to be dealt here. And that was unlucky. Okay, alright. Surprising that he focuses on Bertha Blow there. I think that's actually a mistake. Yeah, it was a mistake. That was a mistake. Annoying thing with... yeah, it always switches for the last attack, where it's so annoying. The game does this automatically, so if you're not paying attention... We hear the Ogre, we hear the Ogre. He's walking into something that was positive for him, a trap. But it had a positive effect. Hopefully there's initiative or more damage. Where is he? Hopefully he can get in on the right more units here. Can he do that? At the very least, walk up into the center of the street here and block any more Clara Comet visits. And the Ogre is going to be so important, but Aenur's made a conscious effort to stay out of any, or stay inside any kind of building with everything. Alright, we did get a confirmation at least that the Ogre was the one on 39. He probably needs Carl to come in here and... Alright. Yeah, here we go. Carl is coming in. But I thought he would see... I wonder if he can go around. Is there another entrance to... Yeah, it probably is, because the sister went in against the captain, and he needs to get a warrior into the sister and starts focusing her down. Yeah, 2 now. It's not too much. Coming into 2 hours on this game. Oh wow, yeah, it is Clara Comet. That's so good for... That's really good for Hole Poker. That's a big mistake. Yeah, that was strange. He did engage her, but it seemed like he was unengaged there at the end. Yeah, this is what he needs. One of these warriors to come in and she still has one more parry attempt left. I think he might be throwing away the warriors here. Yeah, that hurts. Lots of talismans. So Holpoker has definitely thought this through then. There we go. 1-0 to Aenur. Yeah, only blue stuff. Still good stuff to have. Might be able to kill this warrior off as well. Taking some consumables. Why delay? What is she going to achieve like by that? Nice solid hit. Gonna see if we can hit one more time. There we go. Yeah, I might want to use a Crimson Shade here as well. Where is all of Holpoker's range? They need to come into effect. They're not here right now. It's a very good hit, but lucky hit. See if you can do that. Yeah. Alright. This might blow up. Manages 13%. And hits again. It's a bit lucky here, Aenur. He hits with everything right now. It's just what he needs to cement a big lead here over Holpoker. Might also, well, 0% dodge chance, alright. Yeah, you won't get further.
A new round has started.
Alright, Warlock. What can you do? And also, who's starting first? The captain or... it seems to be the maiden, because the maiden used a purple Crimson Shade and the captain used a blue one. And yeah, that's gonna be the death of the captain, and Aenur's gonna retrieve his idol here as well. Curse of Rust triggering here, losing all of her armor. Well, not all of it, but minus 40%. Maybe some more units here are getting Curse of Rust, indeed. A bit of focus on Heidi Holy here, but she is not... Oh wow! That is cool! That is cool, but sadly, I think you're a little bit too late with the stimulus. See, the maiden is still gonna go first. It was a really cool idea by Holpoker, but he's a little bit too late. The maiden is gonna go first this turn. Yes, the captain will go first. Oh wow, yeah. That is unlucky. Yeah, that's gonna be awkward since yeah, that was unlucky. Aenur has been a bit lucky in this department since he had another Chris Cardiac who also had 99999 happen to him. Yeah, he's trying to focus on the maiden, I think, but now he has to focus on this Heidi Holy. And he needs to be careful with this. Oh, he's not lucky here. He needs to be careful with the Youngblood. He's the only one that can take a route test after the captain goes down. Yeah, the maiden might want to go after that guy. That was good. That was good for Holpoker, but he needs to miss quite a few attacks here to actually have an effect. Another unit down. That is unfortunate for Holpoker. That might be... Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure that he's gonna be able to manage this now. That is just one more unit here, and Youngblood probably doesn't have too great alpha leadership, and he is... It seems like the level advantage and the gear advantage did pay out for Aenur here. Yeah, doesn't even have a chance of a critical hit here. Yeah. Indeed. You needed to. Well, this is an interesting use. You can stack staggering blows. It's minus 15 initiative each time, so it's gonna have minus 30 initiative now. Since he has 63, he's gonna go down to 33. So the maiden is gonna be above, but he only needed to have one actually for that to be the case. More archers coming in here. You can see that it could have worked out decently well for Holpoker if we had gotten a few more levels up, but now... Yeah, gonna do another third attack here. Yeah, she's taking a beating. See if Holpoker can actually do something and take a unit or two with him here as he goes down into the grave. But where is the ogre? There are lots of units coming up here, and if there is another kill being made by Aenur here, it could mean a loss for Holpoker right away before the ogre gets to move. Ogre should be nearby here. He should be nearby. He should be able to come in here and help out and do something. But we'll see if that's actually the case. It's tempting to go for both of the marksmen right now. Wow, got a nice little trio of items there. Fortunately, the staff is fairly useless for Aenur, but at least he can sell it off. Just further emphasizes the luck here. I mean, purple staff with a blue rune of spellbinding and blows up. Although I think it was in the 4th spell, so. Understandard. Last unit that can take a route test. Yeah, if there is no kill here, it might be for Whole Pocket. It could probably kill Heidi Holy and maybe a few other units here. It's possible. If he hits every single hit here and ends up at the high end of the damage spectrum. Oh, probably needs a critical. Has 0%. Oh, unless you roll 41 again. 3 times in a row. No, that's not happening. Yeah, can't get in there with any more units. Oh yeah, I could use flee here. That's a good idea. Yeah, purple hammer is going to be really useful. And a purple shield as well. Very good items for Aenur. Shield of Aegis. Also a cool thing. Axe of Luck is even better. Of course, I think that the sisters might not be too interested in the axe since they don't have a unit that can use it. And that is gonna be game over. There's nothing Whole Pocket can do now. Just end the turns and that is it. He cannot succeed at the route test anymore. Wow, I did think that Whole Pocket would be the favorite, but of course the level disadvantage was too much. It just was too much, and the gear advantage as well. It's nothing Whole Pocket can do in that case. He was one of those players that focused too much on the reserves and could not cope with the sudden playoffs. Needed quite a few more games to be able to do something of note. I could maybe focus down Carl here. Oh wow, manages to come into the ogre. Oh wow. Oh, imagine if she got a critical hit there. Yeah, it was a nice ambush. So Aenur doesn't manage to get the objective here, but got a decent amount of loot, you have to say. Don't risk it. Like, you've already won, you don't need to use anything. That's gonna be the end of the turn, and GG. Hope you enjoyed watching the game. We're gonna see Aenur in the semi-final now, and then he has a final and or a third match for third place as well. And Holpoker is out of the tournament. His undefeated streak ended. Congratulations to Aenur. Hope you enjoyed the game, as we just said, and we'll see you for the next game. Bye bye.